Grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle paid the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look, all my life, been grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle paid the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look.
Selfless sacrifice means that you will remain an individual, knowing what you bring to the table, knowing your value, but understanding that in order to integrate yourself with other great individuals, you have to sacrifice a part of yourself for the greater good of the team.
United States well represented here.
Most teams going against the United States, they know that they're the number one team. They have dominated for decades.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Ball Dnt Lie podcast. This is your boy Dexter, your host, the one and only. Welcome back to another show. Man, today we're going to be talking about the whole USA men's basketball team, the situation they're in. Seems like they're kind of trying to figure things out as time moves. They lost back-to-back games, which I'm about to go ahead and speak upon. And I have to go and park the whole entire NBA Finals for a second, even though, you know, game 4 is 9-2 later today, Wednesday. But it's just insane that just watching these games with USA, I'm like, man, these guys don't know how to defend. They don't know how to even get consistent rotations as far as passing the ball around. It seems like everything's stagnant, but I'll go ahead and break stuff down for you. And for the ones that have been watching, I appreciate the love. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe right below. Hit that bell notification. Thumbs up if you can. I appreciate it. It helps out the video a lot. It really does. It pushes the content to the top on YouTube. If you're on IGTV, go ahead and hit that like button as well. We appreciate it. If you're on the audio route, we're on every streaming platforms out there. Whatever you can think of, all the links are going to be in the bottom. And like I said, for the ones that have been tuning in, can't thank y'all enough. I've been getting a lot of feedback about, the NBA playoffs and the finals. It's been great on my side. A lot of hard work, but I enjoy what I'm doing for real. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to it because we're going to be talking about USA men's basketball. And what's the problem? They're losing back-to-back games. Like, you lost to Australia. Sorry, scratch that. Rewind that. You lost to Nigeria. If you look at the boys from Africa, them boys are tough. Like, for real. Like, scrappy. They got guys in the NBA playing on that side in Nigeria. Coached well by Mike Brown. You know who Mike Brown is? Solid coach. He has NBA pedigree. So you can't knock what he's doing. Yeah, obviously he's American, but he's going to coach for Nigeria. I don't know if he has Nigeria ties. That's for a whole different type of story. But for Nigeria to beat you, USA, and you to lose to Australia, which I kind of think that, Australia, I was expecting a tough game, but Nigeria kind of just wowed me, kind of surprised me. It probably surprised a lot of people. Probably surprised Team USA. It probably surprised the people who played for Team USA before, former players. Because Nigeria, to me, is scrappy. But I'll go ahead and get into that. And if it's crazy to even think of that, the United States lost 4 out of the 6 games since 2019. Back-to-back, I think, ever. Maybe probably happened one time or twice. I could be wrong, but last time I recall, they didn't lose back-to-back games in a long time. Probably for a lot of you guys who haven't been born yet. So that's crazy. Here's a crazy fact. Team USA lost 1 game total between 2006 and 2016. Only 1 game. And you lose back-to-back in 2021? Lost 4 games out of 6 in the last couple of years? That is not good. We got to credit the whole entire world. These guys who come overseas, they're balling here in America right now. They're balling in the association. You got Luka Doncic, right? You got Jokic. You got the Greek freak himself, Giannis. You have players who are coming over that has been playing in competition that's slowly catching up to us. The world seems like it's catching up to the NBA, even though we have the best players on earth coming from the stateside. But still, they're catching up. You got Rudy Gobert, who a lot of people think he's trash, but he's not. I mean, he's a, what, 3-time defensive player of the year? Multiple All-Star, I'm assuming? Yeah. And that guy is just solid in the paint as far as the anchor. I mean, you have teams like that, and he plays for France. And you got Tony Parker's of the world back in the days. You got Boris Diaz back in the days. Like, you have hoopers that come overseas now that can give you the business, like, for real. So that's just, something that people have to understand. Like, this ain't 92 Dream Team. This ain't 2008, where they had Kobe and LeBron James and D. Wade and Carmelo, and they just blitzing through everybody. Like, it's different now. New competition is going to be stiff. You understand? Luka Doncic for the first time took his country to the Olympics for the first time ever. So you're going to see that in the tournament. It's going to be interesting to watch. But yeah, the Nigerian team has 5 NBA players on their squad. 5. 3 of them play on the Miami Heat team right now. So like they have chemistry amongst themselves, so they know how we play. You gotta understand too, like Australia, those guys been playing together for like 10 plus years, like international in FIBA, like in like as far as the FIBA World Cup, in the Olympics. Like these guys are just been all thrown together. Only a couple of players are returning back to the USA team. There's a bunch of one-timers, first-timers. So like you gotta understand, like continuity and chemistry, that has to play out in the games. So that's why we have expeditions. Besides that, when you have LeBron James and Kobe, those are the greatest players in the league at the time. Right now, you only have KD, and then from there on, it just drops. Like Dame, even though he probably to me is like the second best player on that team, he ain't a top 5 player. Some of y'all might argue that, but not me. Anyways, move on. Like I said, they're coached by Mike Brown, solid coach. He has a resume in the NBA, well respected amongst his peers. But the Australian team, the Aussies, right? They have 6 active NBA players right now. 6. And I just named some of them probably earlier. If not, Patty Mills, Aaron Baines, Dellavedova, Joe Ingles, etc. Like those guys played pretty much good in the NBA. Dellavedova was a Curry stopper supposedly, right? He played for the Cavs. But anyways, let's move on from that. You have Aaron Baines, solid center, very physical. Joe Ingles, you know his reputation as far as in Utah Jazz, plays solid defense, but he splashes from 3. Patty Mills, those championship runs, he was an X factor. He came off the bench for them. He had a lot of clutch shots in the fourth quarter. He was kind of like the go-to guy in a sense for the Spurs. The guy can give you buckets too, so don't get it twisted. These ain't no young cats. These are all vets compared to the guys you play. I mean, even though the NBA players are vets too in a sense, but these are new, like first timers, like I said, coming on the scene. So it's a little bit different when you play international basketball, which is also physical. This ain't the NBA where you think that you're a superstar, you're going to get calls. I mean, I get if you're LeBron James or Kobe on the court, but if you're not those guys, KD in a sense too, we get those calls. But if you ain't none of those guys I just mentioned, if you're a Damian Lillard, if you're a Zach LaVine, if you're a Chris Middleton who's about to come onto the scene pretty soon once the NBA Finals is done, etc., the list goes on. Don't think that you can whine to these refs. These refs don't give a damn about y'all. If you watch the European League, it's physical. Like you watch the Australian League, it's physical. If you watch the Asian market, it's physical. If you watch Serbs, those guys are physical. They'll allow you to play a little bit. Like, they'll allow you to bump it a little bit as far as like the refs. So allow the players to do that. So don't look at the ref, Jason Tatum. Don't look at the ref, Zach LaVine. Don't look at the ref, Draymond Green. Think you're going to get these calls because they're not going to happen. You might be slighted some, bad calls. I get it. But you're not going to get calls like LeBron James. This is a whole different thing. So like I said, just keep an eye on that. International play is more physical. They allow you to play a little bit more freely and loosely. Remember, USA team lost to Australia in the Expedition Game 2019 and lost by 4 points. 4 points before they went to the World Cup as far as the FIBA Play tournament. So, people need to, give the respect to the Aussies, the Australians, because they can hoop. They've been together for a while. Patty Mills, Joe Ingles, Aaron Baines, they've been together for almost a damn near decade playing together. You got a bunch of new guys, like I said. So I don't want to rant about that. The USA team only have a few players, like I said, returning. It's going to take time for them to mesh. And like I said, you have a couple players, or 3 players still in the NBA Finals who are on this active roster. You still have Devin Booker, who they desperately need to be on that team because he's the best shooter in that team. Besides KD, maybe questionable with Dame because Dame's probably a better deep shooter, but Devin Booker mid-range and stuff like that. If you add those 3 guys, great shooting. You also have Chris Middleton, can play both ways, right? And then the third person, who am I forgetting? There's somebody else. Drew Holiday, who can lock down, who the USA team desperately needs a guard defender, because Dame can't lock nobody down. And I'll go ahead and break this stuff down to you as far as why I say they need Drew Holiday really bad. But this is the crazy thing. This is where I don't understand. I mean, Team USA made it known. They made it known that we're going to change our dynamic selection as far as picking players from the NBA, like the pool of players, and we're going to go with a lot of shooting. Like, they made it known we need to score more. I don't get it. You guys dominated scoring anyways. That was never the issue. A lot of these guys didn't shoot jump shots in Team USA. They're all going to the basket and banging on people. Like, they wasn't really shooting. I don't think Kobe was shooting jump shots like that in 08. He was going inside all day, banging. Same thing with D. Wade. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Same thing with Chris Bosh. Same thing with Darren Williams and Jason Kidd and Chris Paul. They were just going inside all day in 08. So why change now? So what they did was they add more shooting, and they cut down on the bigs as far as length. Bam Adebayo is the only true center that's on the USA team. The guy's undersized. Imagine Bam has to play against guys like, Jokic, play against Rudy Gobert in a sense. Like, you're going to have some big guys, especially in Australia. They got a couple 6'11" dudes off the bench. And they got Aaron Baines, who's physical. Then you add other teams that have size, like the Spaniards, the Spain. They're going to have the Gasol brothers back. Obviously, Marc Gasol can still kind of hoop a little bit, but still, you're going to have to bang with these guys. Outside of Bam, they have no bigs. The next guy up is Draymond Green. So, yes, size is going to be an issue. So, I hope Bam doesn't get in foul trouble. And I hope they don't get exposed on the rebounds, because so far in the Expedition games, they've been getting exposed on the rebounds by Nigeria, by Australia. Like, they're getting slaughtered on the rebounds. So, hopefully it works out for them. But I didn't see the strategy of Coach Pop and whoever else is, picking players, whatever it may be. You're adding too many guards, too many wingers, and less shooting. If you have LeBron James, you can sign him to the 4, but you can't do that if you don't have LeBron James. Now, KD might have to be the stretch 4. I don't know how that's going to work. He could play a stretch 4. I'm not saying that, but I don't know how that's going to work. So we're going to see how things transpire in the coming weeks, because they start the tournament in 3 weeks from now. Obviously, they have Kevin Love, too. My bad. I forgot about Kevin Love. But Kevin Love, I don't think he's washed in a sense, but he's old. Like, he can't bang with people like that. He can't bang with Jokic or Rudy Gobert or whoever else it may be. He can't do that. He's more of like, I'm going to stay in the perimeter. He can rebound low-key, though, still. But just can't bang in the paint as far as on defense. But so that's something to keep an eye on for sure. And despite, like I said, Draymond, he's not going to wow you. A lot of these guys are not going to be wowing you and scoring because the ball's going to be driven, passed around a lot. But he gave 5 dimes and 4 blocks. 4 blocks against the Australians, but 1 point. And I know you don't talk about that, but whatever. If players were not, if we never had a construed schedule where it was very short, things started early, the schedules, was so compacted, games were cut, whatever it may be, players got injured, right? People played basketball for the last 12, 13 months or so, 12 months. No, sorry, scratch it. 11 months or 10 months, what it may be, right? AD is hurt. If AD was healthy, AD would be there. But guys are trying to take rest and, help themselves out. But if AD was there, then I wouldn't be worried about it. But if you look in the NBA, what 7-footer out there you can have as an NBA center? That's solid. That's better than Bam. That's better than AD. I'll wait. Hold up. You got Cat too, right? But he didn't want to play. So I don't know. I mean, you got most of the other bigs nowadays are better. DeAndre Ayton doesn't play for Team USA because he's from Barbados, or he's from the Bahamas, whatever it is in the islands. Jokic is the best center in the league. He's from Serbia. You have Joel Embiid. Where is he from? He's from Africa. Like, you have all the bigs really are not really from here. They're more international. So enough about that. But like I said, USA is missing Devin Booker, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. They should be showing up soon. If it goes 7 games, the last game, I believe, is July 20-something, and that's like a week or less, or probably less than a week until they tip off in Tokyo, Japan. So I'm not sure how they're gonna. That's how it's gonna work. These guys might be physically fatigued, but whatever. USA had lost to Nigeria by 12 points. That's what I want to talk about. They lost to them by 12 points game 1, and in game 2 they lost to Australia by 7. Like, you lose by double digits. That's crazy. Gabe Vincent. If you don't know who Gabe Vincent is, that dude's the best shooter on the Miami Heat team. I seen the dude play summer league. I see him light up people in the preseason a while ago. Dude can score. I did not know he was Nigerian though, but that's crazy. He dropped 6 for 8 from the 3-point line. In your face, USA. Like, people were guarding him. Respect his shot. I remember KD at one point was like, hell nah, I'm guarding you 30 feet, 35 feet. And the NBA 3-point is shorter. Time out. Sorry about that. The NBA 3-point line is longer. FIBA competition, which is the Olympics or FIBA tournaments, the 3-point line is shorter. So it's easier to shoot. That's why you had guys in Nigeria, lights out, lights out, lights out. 23s? Hold on, man. 23s? Say what? That's crazy. How's USA allowed 20? How are you supposed to win the game if the other team shoots 23s? You have a better solution? You can't have guys like this. No disrespect to Nigeria. They came out and bowled. But no one expect them to win besides Nigeria. And the players who play on that team, six of them are from the NBA. I think 5 of them, are from the NBA. And those guys are not even tier 2 players, tier 3 players. These guys are role players and on the bench. Gabe Vincent doesn't even play for Miami like that. He is like the 15th guy on the roster, but he can light you up. You can't allow that guy who's the 15th man on the roster, on the NBA roster, to light up KD, Zach LaVine, Damian Leonard. Come on now. That's pathetic. And remember, like I said, the 3-point line is short, so it's easier to score. It's a lot easier. Patty Mills. So let's go to Australia. Patty Mills looking like Allen Iverson. The way he scorched USA, specifically in the fourth quarter where he dropped 10 points himself. Dude was crossing him, Draymond, blowing by players, looking like AI, like the second coming. I'm like, who is this cat? Oh, that's Patty Mills from the Spurs. What? How is he going by players? That just tells me defensively, there's no defense for Team USA. That's why we need a Drew Holiday. Dame, we know we can do offensively, but you can't guard. Same thing with Zach LaVine. You can't guard. Same thing with Bradley Beal. You can't guard. Like, they have a bunch of guys who can score. They have no defense. Besides Bam and Draymond, outside of that, who do you have, really? That's why they needed Chris Middleton for a weak defense. That's why they need Drew Holiday. Thank God they accepted the USA invitation to be there. So hopefully, for me, I'm not even, these are red flags, but I'm not worried. I ain't worried about Expedition Games. I mean, USA in 2016, in 5 Expedition Games played, the average winning margin was 41 points. 41 points. So I'm not worried. These guys just got to get the chemistry together. They got to figure out how to play with each other. You got to understand, Dame and Bill never play together. This is like an all-star game to me. You put a bunch of guys together, all the talent, go ahead and hoop. But that defense in the all-star game is pathetic. Obviously, it's for show. This is not the all-star game. Nigeria, if they win the title, if they win the gold medal, yeah, they're going to be celebrating. The whole entire country is celebrating because we beat America, who's supposed to win the tournament. The Americans win a title. Sorry about the title. If the Americans win the gold medal, no one gives them nothing. It's like we are expected to win, hands down. But if Nigeria wins, if Argentina wins, Australia wins, Serbia, Spain, whoever, they're expected, they're going to have a celebration. Like the whole country just won the World Cup in soccer. So that's why, to me, I'm not worried in a sense, because I expect this team to get better as time goes on. But it's crazy. Patty Mills, big ups to you, man. You balled out, even though it's an expedition game. But watch out, man. Australia is a top 3, top 4 team, even higher than that in the whole entire international play. So don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. Even though Argentina's up there too, but I think the Australians are better. But you got to give them respect for sure. And it's crazy because, like, if you guys didn't watch the game, USA is up by 9 points at halftime. Yes, they were up by 9 points at halftime. And for some reason, looking at these stats right here, they got killed in the third quarter. Like, they got bodied by the Aussies, the Australians. Yeah, mate. Those guys. How you allow to have 32 points scored on you and you only score 18? Yeah, they got blown off the court in the third quarter. That's what ballooned the whole entire thing or swinged the whole momentum. And then in the fourth quarter, they dropped what? 22 for 19? 22 points. Australia 19 for Team USA. So Team USA was trying to come back, but it's too late. Guys like KD shot well. KD and Dame shot well. KD shot 4 for 9 from the 3. Dame shot well too. He shot 6 for 11 from the 3. So they shot pretty good. But like I said, USA needs to improve on defense because they allowed the other guys to do what they want, really. Bradley Beal had a bad night against Australia. He was 0 for 2 from 3. Terrible. Jason Tatum looked lost on defense. He was getting killed on the backdoor cuts. He shot 0 for 6 from 3, including an air ball from the corner. That's pathetic. But just let this sink in for a second. KD and Dame combined for 10 threes that were made out of 20. So they both of them combined shot 50% from the three-point line. But everybody else shot 3 for 16 from deep. That's crazy. You're not going to win games like that either. And you're supposed to be, and this team's supposed to be a scoring team. We want more shooters. 3 for 16? That's crazy, man. Some of those guys probably got to go. For real. And this is why I'm talking about USA needs bigs. You say you need some bigs. Bam, you got to do better. Bam, out of body, you got to do better. Draymond Green, you got to do better as far as rebounding and playing defense, but rebounding. 2 games against Nigeria and Australia, you got out-rebounded. Matter of fact, the leading rebounder on your team, look at the numbers right here. KD had what, 4? And Dame had 4? That's crazy. Your point guard had 4 rebounds. So I don't even want to know what Bam and Draymond had against Australia. That is terrible. If your pedigree is to play defense and rebound, as far as Draymond and Bam, what were you doing then? You gotta do better, man. And just to let you guys know, like it's not gonna get, like, as far as like people expect the USA to blow teams out. I agree. Heck yeah. You're supposed to blow Nigeria out. Like, you guys woke up and said, game 1. Let's see how it goes. First game, expedition. Like you guys got wiped out for real. But whatever, man. Like, you're supposed to blow teams out. I'm gonna play a clip by Coach Pop where him and a reporter were going at it. And it's crazy. It's pretty much what I'm talking about as far as the blowouts. Like, Team USA usually blow teams out. Coach Pop argues otherwise. He's saying to the reporter, you're wrong. And I'll play that clip for you guys in a second. Stay tuned. Keep watching and you'll see it. But look at 92, Dream Team, right? You got what? 98, 96. So 92, Dream Team, 96, 2000. These teams were murking everybody in their path. Whoever was their competition, they was blowing out the gates. 40 points, 50 points, 60 points. Some teams even waved the white flag and threw it in. Like, we don't want to play no more. And then for some reason, 2004, when Argentina won the whole entire thing with Ginobili and Scola and so on, I think Splitter didn't play. My bad. But yeah, Manu Ginobili and Scola was like the leading team guys. They messed up. Yeah, they messed up and lost that. They got a bronze. But ever since then, was it 2006 and all looking at? Or 2008 when they had Kobe? They had LeBron, CP3, D Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Jason Kidd. I can go on. Dwight Howard. They dominated. 2012, same thing. Like, Coach K from Duke University only lost 2 games. 2 games out of 50-something. He won 50-plus games, only lost 2. But Coach Pop barely has a subpar winning record. He's above 500, but it's subpar. Like, he lost 5 games. I think they played total 15 games or so, and he lost 5 of them. So he's like 10 for 5 or 11 for 5 or something like that. I don't know, Coach Pop. I don't know why you coach San Antonio. It might not work out here because defensively, you're supposed to be a defensive guy, defensive head coach. But you had a lot of shooting. Yeah, it's good in a sense, but the USA don't need that. They need some bangers. Give them some bangers. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Team USA, they bounced back today. They beat, who they beat today? They beat Argentina. Yeah, they beat Argentina. And they have to bounce back. The score was what, 108-80? Yeah, that's a blowout, Coach Pop. You talking about there's no blowouts. You say don't blow nobody out. You blew them out by 28 points. If that's not considered a blowout, you define what a blowout is. I'll wait. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, anything that's 15 points or 20 points or more is considered a smackaroo, a blowout. Come on, man. Coach Pop, you know better than that. And I'll go play that clip for you guys in a second. But USA, Zach LaVine played great, 15 points. KD had 17. Bam had 12. Bradley Beal had 17. Damian Lillard had 13. Like, they played good as far as offensively, you know, and other guys on the bench did good. Draymond Green gave you 8 points. You know, you had a couple other young guys like Garland. These guys are filling in for like the Drew Holidays of the world that's about to show up. But Argentina, they have really nobody. They have a couple good players, but they're not going to score against USA like that. That's why they lost back-to-back games. They lost to Nigeria and they lost to USA. So Argentina, your leading scorer was Luis Scola, who used to play in the NBA. That used to play for the Rockets for a long time. The guy with the long hair, he used to be Mr. Flopper, right? Talk that trash, right? Also played in the Pacers, right? He scored what? 16 points. So, yeah, they're not going to beat USA, but the other guys are young. They're scrappy. They got shooters. They get down with you. They play physical. USA, I think this is a calling card. They woke up. When they realized they lost back-to-back games, and they're hearing all that junk on the radio, on the TV about USA losing back-to-back games. Like, it never happened to LeBron. It never happened to such and such. Like, these guys got fed up. They're like, heck nah. Argentina, sorry, man, but that's a team we're going to have to mop up for sure. And they did that. So I'm not going to dive too much into that because the whole story is about how they lost back-to-back. And Coach Pop, about the blowout situation, I'm going to play that clip for y'all. Check this out, guys.
What's it like for you to having watched your colleagues go through some of these tournaments and blow these teams out, and now you are kind of experiencing a much different, much closer, tougher experience?
Let me also answer that question. You know, you asked the same sort of question, the same family of question last time, where you assume things that are not true. When you just mentioned, you know, blowing these teams out, that's never happened. So I don't know where you get that. So, can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish my statement? Are you going to let me finish my statement or not? So you'll be quiet now while I talk, and then I'll listen to you. The good teams do not get blown out. There are certain games that might happen in one of the tournaments, in the World Championship, the Olympics, where somebody gets blown out. But in general, nobody's blowing anybody out for the good teams. So when you make a statement like that, it's like you assume that's what's going on. And that's incorrect.
Yeah, that's crazy. You say that? Hold on 1 second.
Say what? You mad, bro? You mad, bro?
Are you mad? Are you mad, Coach Pop? Because it seems like you're mad. Hold on 1 second.
You mad, bro? You mad, bro?
Pop was heated. He was heated. Hold on. Run that clip back again. Run that clip back again.
Where you assume things that are not true. When you just mentioned, you know, blowing these teams out, that's never happened. So I don't know where you get that.
Coach Pop was, what? They never got blown out. I'm going to post this picture right here. Nigeria got blown up by Team USA back in 2012, I believe, or 16, when they had KD, LeBron James right there in that picture. They lost by a lopsided. It was lopsided. It was terrible. So yeah, man. Enough about that. We're gonna go back to NBA Finals. Coach Pop, come on now. Anyways, let's get real with it. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the NBA Finals. Game 4 is later today, so peep that out. I'll be back for sure. For the ones that have been watching, appreciate the love. Can't thank y'all enough. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Be safe. Peace.